friends, welcome back to Double Crossed. I am your host, Dan, at 2 inches short from the internet. This is my co-host, Dave, at Golf and Jokes from the internet. Happy to be with you, be back. Took a small hiatus. We had some golf to be played, some life to live. We'll get into all that get into that in a little bit, but we wanted to kind of just touch base and say we've had some PGA Tour events, which we will get into. We will talk about what's happening on tour and the USGA and their fun rules and Phil hating on it, which is gonna be good. There's some golf news. Season might be it might be fall, leaves might be falling. We're gonna we'll eventually get into a little fall golf, but we're rolling on Double Crossed here. Dave, let's check in with you. How we doing today, bud? What's good?
Doing good, man. Good to be back. It's been a couple of weeks now.
Yeah.
I don't think we missed too much. But there, like you mentioned, there's always news coming out of the golf world, whether it be thankfully something with Bryson, Brooks, Tiger, all kinds of stuff.
We got some things to talk about for sure. And Dave, I saw we got a new spokesperson for the podcast, Baby Marcus.
Yeah, we've got to get him on one day.
We got to get him on one day. Yeah, he was promoting the podcast on Instagram.
He wanted to come on today, but he couldn't stay awake. So
nap time.
Taking a nap. Yeah.
I had to wake up from a nap just to do this podcast. So I mean, I think we're on the same page.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess let's get right into this week on tour. Let's recap just real quick. We'll touch base. This past week we had the Shriners, was it the Shriners,
yeah.
Whatever, to TPC Summerlin in Vegas. Sanjay M gets his second win, I think, right, on tour.
I think so,
yeah. He's always been knocking at the door, but he finally kind of gets it done. He won by how many? 5, I think.
Oh yeah, he went nuts on the final day. We shoot like 8 or 9 under.
Yeah, that's a good win. I mean, we might not be paying so much attention to the PGA Tour right now, but I'll tell you what, that counts as a win. FedEx Cup points, the whole 9. He's exempt, and I mean the guy plays all the time. He bought a house somewhere. Is that
Atlanta?
He's in Atlanta? Because I mean, there was the running joke on tour was he just shows up and plays every week.
He basically lived out of his suitcase.
Right. So yeah, that was good for Sanjay getting it done. Week before that, by the way, Sanderson Burns. I think it was Mississippi. Yeah, it was Sam Burns wins the Chicken Open, whatever they call it. I mean, just real quick, just like 2 winners back-to-back weeks on the PGA Tour with the President's Cup coming up this year. I mean, we're already rolling. Sam Burns already making a case.
You know what? Cup. You can here's a lock for you. Sam Burns will be on the Presidents and Ryder Cup teams, in my opinion. He'll make both.
Lock it in. Lock it in. All right, you heard it here, folks. Heard it here first, folks. Dude, that's well, good for it's he could flat out play. It's again. Yeah. How old is he? 24, 25?
Late. He's that young? I thought maybe late 20s,
I don't know, 26. I don't know. Maybe one of our producers could look that up.
Yeah.
But good for Sam Burns and Sanjay. Congratulations.
25.
25. There you go. Sam Burns, 25. And how old is Sanjay?
He's got to be early too. Let's see.
23?
23. Holy shit.
Yeah. So So when we're talking about Sam Burns winning it, it just doesn't happen very quickly for most guys. But once, they get 1 and then maybe they'll get 2, and confidence is a beautiful thing in the game of golf.
Oh, in golf, it's key.
Yeah. It's all you need is supreme confidence, and everything else kind of just follows. But this week, Dave, we have the CJ Cup at the Summit Club, what's it called, in Vegas? Is that Is that accurate? That's from my understanding. That's where we're at.
Last year? Was it at Shadow Creek?
It was, but I don't think it was this year. I think it's it's called the Summit. And anyways, it's another one of those.
The Summit Club, yeah. You're right.
In the middle of the desert golf courses that looks like they're in the middle of, the jungles. So it's going to be, we'll have a good test out there, and some pretty good big names are out there. I didn't see it. I saw JT is definitely there. Some other guys. I mean,
so this is the debut with new caddy, I guess, right?
Oh yes, that's right. While we were away.
Yeah,
Bones and JT have seemed to have a bit of a partnership, and Bones will be Jim Mackay. He brought a lot to the NBC broadcast. Obviously, was on Phil's bag for how many years? 25 years, 20 years, something like that, something crazy. Gets on JT's bag. Pretty interesting stuff because what was it? It was Jimmy Johnson was caddying for JT, and he was on his bag since he came up, right? And that's a lot of wins at a major.
Yeah, I mean, it's a strange partnership. I mean, I wouldn't say strange, but just one I never pictured.
Bones and JT.
Yeah, Bone. Yeah, I just never pictured that one coming together. And then, do you think JT and his former caddy kind of like JT fired him, or it was mutual, or Jimmy had some health concerns, or
I mean, I'm sure they each have their own lives, obviously, and I think it was one of those things where JT actually went out of his way to say he didn't fire him, where
usually that means he fired him.
But no, I know it was like one of those partnerships that they had, with his dad being his coach, and it was just like this same team around him. Although Bones did caddy for JT, I think it was back in 2017 or 2018, one or the other. And I think it's because Jimmy had some health issues. And maybe JT. I mean, we've been talking about JT needing a little bit of a spark. I mean, I know.
I think it's going to be good
especially after he lost probably his biggest sponsor, and we had to kind of go through some stuff to get to this point. I think a change is good for him, right?
Yeah, I think it's good for him. We will see how it goes. But yeah, I think he was in a little bit of a rut the past year or so, minus the players, and I think change will be good for him.
I mean, he did win the players. We will talk about the players in a little bit because they had some news. But yeah, I mean, change always is good. I mean, it's you're getting one of the most legit caddies probably to ever walk the golf course, right? Like, in terms of a job. Who would you
just speaking of JT vouch for Colt Knowles to replace Bones in like on the course in the booth.
Yeah, I heard that. And Colt's a good addition too. So yeah, hopefully we'll see, because the Bones insight was always great. Yeah. Hey, I have a question. If you were I don't know, if you can be on one PGA Tour player's bag, excluding Tiger, right now, who would you want to spend all that time with?
That's tough. Obviously,
not Bryson.
Obviously, it would have been Tiger. But you said excluding Tiger.
I had to say excluding Tiger because that's obviously our answer.
And you know what? Some people would say, even if they love Tiger, they're like, well, he's at the end of his career. I don't care. Give me Tiger for one season.
Give me one hole. One hole. Just give me whatever one.
But
hole.
Excluding Tiger, that's a tough one. Haven't really thought about it, because you're taking into account, okay, how much money are they going to make? How's their personality that I want to spend all the time with them?
Yeah, I have an answer. I mean, I asked the question not knowing an answer, but as we were talking, I kind of have an answer here. I think I'll answer. I would probably get on Colin Morikawa's bag immediately.
That's a good pick. Very good pick. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
that would be my number one, probably, just given the potential and the fact that like my favorite thing to watch is shaping iron shots, and he's best at it. And because again, we can't be on Tiger's back.
You know what? Even I wouldn't mind even Brooks's bag. He seems like he'd be a cool guy outside, outside the ropes. Spend some time. He's gonna make you some money. So I mean, him or Dustin are good picks.
Dustin would be a good loop for sure. I mean, just
I'd say around. Ricky too, but he's in a little bit of funk, so you're not gonna make that much money right now. But I'm sure he'll snap out of it. He's a good pick too. Ricky.
Yeah.
I'd say Spieth, but I don't want that interaction every 2 seconds.
It's a lot of talking. Yeah. It's a lot of talking with Jordan. It's a lot of reassuring, which I think is I mean, walking around with Phil would be probably.
Oh, Phil! Fuck, forgot about that. But he's
insane.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
But we're also talking about Bones, who did that already. He's like,
there's so many guys.
Oh yeah. Okay, so like bags that you definitely wouldn't want to be on. Bryson's number one. Patrick.
See, I don't know. Bryson is. I don't know. Bryson is cool just because you're gonna constantly be in the news, on TV. You'll be seen more. So I'm like, yeah, you'll get some exposure, which is kind of cool.
I think it would probably. I'd rather stick needles in my eyeballs than caddy for Patrick Reed. I mean, you're basically caddying for his wife. That's where what would happen. I don't want that. And I probably, do you have a third that you wouldn't want to be? I don't know. I'm thinking.
I'm sure there's so many. I just gotta think. Bubba, I don't think I'd want to be on.
Probably what it was my other one. I probably wouldn't want to be on Bubba. Although I will say this, dude. Would you imagine walking with Bubba and just seeing the shots that he sees? Oh yeah, it'd be cool.
You know what? He's a good guy though. Like you hear, he does a lot for charity and stuff like that.
I think he's done. I think
he's changed over the years.
He's grown up. It feels like he's grown up some. Yeah. Especially from way back when.
So Bubba today, maybe. Bubba in the old days, no.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I probably wouldn't want to be on JT's bag. that's probably my last one I wouldn't want to be on, just because I don't think we would get.
Well, I mean, we're forgetting Rory. Rory would be a great bag to be on.
Rory would be an amazing bag, but again, we're talking about potential. We're talking, does he even want to play golf? Like Rory in the Ryder Cup, that would be fun. No,
yeah, Rory.
Watching Rory like hit those drivers. I mean, the way I think about it is like watching what the experience would be like around, then
Rory is a great experience. He's a packed crowds. He's a ball striker. You're gonna
Anyways, fun question. I thought that was fun.
Yeah, I saw that going around. I was on Twitter maybe or somewhere, Instagram. I saw someone do something like that. But.
Nice. Well, it's a fun question to kind of ponder, for sure. And if there was, I guess, one caddy that you'd want to just you go out and play golf, what's the one caddy you want on your bag?
On my bag?
Yeah, you have an option of bringing one professional caddy with you to play a round of golf.
Joe LaCava.
Me too.
He seems
Joey Love.
Honestly, the whole conversation would be about sports. He's a huge sports. Well, he's a New York guy, so for you, it's perfect.
Definitely get along.
Yeah, but no, I think he seems like a cool guy.
Yeah. Cool, man. So, all right, so we got into JT with the CJ Cup preview and Bones, which is a cool little story, and it's gonna be interesting to see how that, like we were saying, how that partnership works out. I mean, if JT can put something together, I mean, he did win the Players last year, right? Like meanwhile, that's kind of what I want to talk about.
And it was like a
next.
Flawless final round he played.
Yes. So the Players comes out this week, says that they have upped the purse to $20 million. It's like I think the US Open is like 13 million or something like that.
Like the major, I mean, $3 million to first. That seems like a big purse.
3.6 for first. It was 2.7. JT won 2.7 this past year. Yeah. So
what's second
PGA
place?
Tour? Probably
a lot. Be a mil, probably $1.5 million.
Yeah. Well, again, the PGA Tour is nonprofit. You know, it's all for charity. So, you know, and why would they want to promote their biggest event with the most lucrative prize in golf? Because that's what they got going for them. But yeah, the crazy. I mean, I think I saw something that like Arnold Palmer made like $3.1 million in his career on the golf course. So it's like, you know, it's pretty wild. Yeah. Yeah, dude. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, the players, it's played in March again this year. Yeah.
March, yeah. I think that's going to be its permanent spot.
Well, it should be, because that's usually when it plays way tougher.
It's good because you got a big tournament every month now.
Well, the super season, as they call it, right? Yeah. The season of championships, whatever the fuck they say. So where do we go next? Hey, let's talk a little USGA and RNA coming out this week with a rule they proposed back, I think it was in February. And now they come out and say that they're gonna implement it, that the maximum driver length will be 46 inches. Right now it's 48, will be 46 inches. Should say it's called a model local rule, which is literally strictly for competition and professionals, basically. It's not going to affect amateurs at all. However, this is a really big deal because, I mean, Bryson plays, I think, a 47.5-inch driver. Phil,
I think 40. Well, I think, is it 47 maybe? 46 and a half, I think, maybe. Well, you know what? He mentioned, he was on a podcast recently. He mentioned it. I can't remember what it is. I know in obviously long drive it's 48. I think in competition is 46 and a half. Could be wrong though.
Regardless, that's over the maximum limit now, right? Yeah. So, and Phil, I think he played was it a 47.5 at Kiowa when he won a PGA? I think so. So, this is a big deal. I mean, at least Phil is making this a huge deal. By the way, Phil won on the Champions Tour again. He's 3 for 4.
I mean, not surprised. He should be winning these for the most part.
Just rolling on it. But Phil had some choice words for the USGA when it first came out, because quite frankly, he doesn't fucking like the USGA at all. And then you also had him coming out no less than a few minutes ago saying, quoting Mrs. Gump, saying, as stupid as stupid does, he can't understand why amateurs are governing the professional game. Again, this has nothing to do with amateurs like you and me and everyone listening to this, right? So, I mean, what's your take on limiting the driver length? I mean, is this kind of the step forward in how they're going to prevent the golf ball from going so far, or is this not even a problem?
I think it's stupid that they're even looking into that. Like, who cares how long your driver is? You know what I mean? You know, there's what if you're like super tall and you need the length, or you just, you know, if you feel more comfortable with a longer swing or whatever. It's dumb. They're looking into the wrong things. You know, if they're so worried about the ball going too far or whatever, do something about the ball. I don't know. I feel like they're just looking for little things to do, and
I think
they're looking at the wrong things.
Phil and I think JT even said, it's just like, why are we not looking at like other major pressing problems? Like,
and there's a lot of them.
Arm lock putting. I mean, that at the professional level, again, I'm a big believer, and Dave, you can agree with me, not agree with me. I'm a big believer of like, leave the game alone for amateurs, because it should be the maximum amount of like fun. And I mean, we play on the same size hole, like the same exact size holes as professionals. Like that's enough. Like, give us any sort of tool to help us. But yeah, for professionals, I mean, it's got to be a little bit, I don't want to say tougher, but like technology they're using this technology in a way that's like basically like, I mean, we're seeing scores that are very low. I mean, it's not like distance. I know we're hitting the ball farther, but it's not like crazy distance is the difference. It's just, I think these guys are getting better.
Better, bigger, stronger. It's just everything's evolving. And yeah, I feel like they should be, if they want to work on or improve the game, they need to eliminate or just improve some of these little stupid rules they have that, like, someone who doesn't know golf sees it and they're like, what the hell kind of sport is that? With all these little, you know what I'm talking about. Sometimes you see it during a round on tour, they're with a rules official for 20 minutes looking at such a little thing about their lie or whatever. Just so many little things that the game could do without. I think it just slows everything down at the pro level. Obviously amateur, if you're just taking a drop here and there, and you're not, but
for sure.
But yeah, that's the stuff they should be cleaning up, not how long your driver is.
Well, yeah, man. I mean, we're talking, someone wants to have a little bit farther dispersion, go for it. If you're going to get a little bit, a little bit more distance. But I mean, really, it's the projectile that you're hitting, which is the golf ball that is going so far. But exactly. I do want to say, Dave, like if you can propose one rule change to the game of golf for amateurs and professionals, what is one rule that you would present? That you'd like to see? I know I'm asking you like pretty decent questions today. Pretty interesting question. Making you think a little bit.
I gotta think. I don't know, like the whole thing they even implemented, they got to drop at the knee level, which is stupid in my opinion. I understand why they did it, so the ball doesn't keep, sometimes you drop it from a higher level, it rolls and you got to keep doing it, whatever. Did they change the, when you hit it OB, it's stroke and distance, or can you drop it point of entry now?
I think you could drop a point of entry for, I don't know whether it's,
or is it, because for the longest time I was always like, hey, this is something that they should fix. Like they should play OB like they do a lateral hazard, where you drop at point of entry,
where it enters, you just get out there instead of hitting it from the tee.
Now really, I don't know if they have yet. I can't remember. I think they may have changed it. So I mean, if not, that's definitely one I think they should do. Speed up the game that way.
That's good.
I mean, there are so many little things I'd have to think.
I had two. One is free relief from divots in the fairway.
Okay, yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. That's one.
And two is allow fivesomes on courses and make it a little bit more free. I don't understand why it has to be 4 when like you're trying to get more people out there, and usually you're playing with a couple more people and stuff like that. And the fact that like who gets so mad when you join up with 5, anyways, I just to make the game a little more friendly. So we go one playing by, and I understand playing the ball down, and I understand divots are part of the game, but come on, man.
Yeah.
If I'm on a divot, at my local muni, there's not green sand that's, down there filling my divot. It's like,
yeah, I mean, as long as you're in the fairway, if you're in the rough, it is what it is. You play it as it lies,
Sure. Yeah. So anyways, Phil, I'm not sure what Phil would think about the divot rule. I'm sure he would play the ball down, but I'm sure he wouldn't mind a lift clean in place.
I feel like every pro would be on board with that change.
With the divot rule.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's interesting. Yeah. So where are we gonna go next, man? Let's get back to some players. We haven't really touched on Brooks Bryson yet.
The match?
Yeah. So why don't you let the viewers know this happened last week it was announced or something.
Yeah. So Bryson alluded to this at the Ryder Cup that him and Brooks have something fun coming up probably soon. And sure enough, it's the match. Day after Thanksgiving. It's 12
the
holes.
Friday, right?
I believe so. Yeah. It's
Yep.
12 holes, which is kind of weird at the Win.
At the Win.
Yeah. So I don't get why 12 holes. Maybe just because I don't know. They want to make it quicker.
No one wants to watch Bryson for that long.
No one wants to watch 18 holes of it. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, obviously I'll tune in.
Are they gonna, is it for, I didn't see, is it for charity?
I think it's for charity. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure, which is good.
Yeah, I would say so. Who do you like? I mean, I didn't see a format, but who do you like in the match?
Well, I mean, if Bryson plays like he played at the other match with Rogers and Brady, Brooks is gonna kill him because Bryson played terrible that day.
Right. Rogers was carrying him.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. I'm going for Brooks, to be honest.
Yeah.
So
we're gonna root for we're team Brooks over here. That's
I mean,
happening.
it's kind of, I don't want to say not risky, but like, I mean, it's a lot of bragging rights, for the winner.
Yeah. Yeah.
Between these two. So it'll be interesting.
I mean, Brooks will be battling the sixth ranked world long drive, whatever, long ball hitter. What are they even called? World long drivers? I don't know.
Long drivers.
Brooks will be playing a world long driver in a match. It's gonna be pretty.
Now I don't know how the win is. Wants to lose the course. It's wide open or what? I think it's wide open.
Sure, it's a resort golf course and there's plenty of waterfalls and it's totally man-made. That's what we're talking about. But it's gonna be great. It'd be fun to watch. I mean, it'd be like, do you remember like the Skins game when that was a thing? Like the day after, was it like the Thanksgiving weekend? I think it was normally. Maybe even it wasn't that Friday, but maybe it was that Saturday or Sunday where they would play.
You had like Tiger, Ernie, and those guys.
Right, like Fred Couples,
Fred,
I think.
Yeah,
like the Skins game, and and then you get to see like how much each hole was worth, and how much more exciting was it when you saw actual numbers on the screen. And I still think they should do that for, again, the PGA Tour is a non-profit organization, so I understand why they wouldn't want to show that their flagship event is dishing out $20 million.
To me, to me, these matches would be more would be better if the players were putting up their own money, like an actual real match,
like a real match.
Obviously, they never would.
But that's what we thought, like the original Tiger film match. Like, that's what we thought.
You knew it wasn't. Well, yeah.
When we first talked about it, they were like really talking about it. Like, 25, 250 grand or whatever it was. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, speaking of Tiger, gotta mention we saw some footage and some pictures on the internet of Tiger walking and standing on his own with a golf club in hand, that posed. I mean, if there's proof God exists, I mean, this is it. I know I kind of just woke up. I woke up real late one day and I saw it. I was like, holy shit, what is going on? He was watching, it was a picture of Charlie. It was Charlie, and I think Sam was next to him, and Charlie was teeing off. He looks fantastic, by the way, lined. He's wearing I think the Puma high tops.
Which is kind of weird. A lot of people were making comments on that,
But the fact is that Tiger was standing upright by himself. Reports are that he's progressing along nicely. I even saw something that there's some talk that like a comeback to the tour is not. It's not out of the question anymore.
Oh no, that's 100%. He's coming back. I don't know if it'll be next season or the season after, but he's for sure making a comeback.
And if there's someone who wants to prove everyone wrong and prove to himself that he is the best at what he does, I mean, this is a perfect challenge for him. It might take him to roll over an SUV just to get him back on track. I don't know. But again, there were times where we were we were fortunate he was alive, and now we're like, yo, I think he could win the Masters next year. It's kind of, he's got that ability, and we're just so happy, honestly, man. Like to see him in the classic Tiger pose, the one with the legs crossed, leaning on the club. It felt like I didn't think I'd ever see that again. Like, honestly,
and to be honest, I'm not worried about the leg and all that. Like, I feel like that'll heal. He'll be fine. The big concern that no one has talked about is his back. Has his back gotten worse from the accident, or is his back feeling good?
Always looking from different side of things. Always looking for the different.
Well,
angles.
it's the one thing you don't hear, right? Who knows? I mean, his foot, his leg, I'm not worried. That'll heal. He'll be fine. It's just, so that's the big concern as it has been the last 5-7 years, whatever it's been with his back. So
because right now he's not doing. I can't imagine he's going to be rehabbing his leg, and along with his back, which I'm sure he's got to, keep loose and limber, because it's still fused together. That didn't change.
Yeah.
Like do you remember, dude, we were like sitting there and we were like talking about this fusion surgery that like, there's like a small percentage chance that like it like works and holds and stuff like that. And now like we're talking about him like an automobile wreck and just like, we don't even talk about the fact that his back is fused together. You know what I mean? And like, that was like, will he ever play golf again because of that? Now it's like, will he ever play golf again? But then they won a Masters, right? So like, okay, well, that obviously didn't change. But the thing about it is there's going to have to be so much that goes right for him on those weeks now.
Oh yeah. He needs everything to go perfect.
Like the weather,
who knows? Maybe. Like, hopefully the leg heals to a point where it doesn't even have to think about it or do any rehab each week for it. It just kind of heals, and it is what it is. It's just for the back, everything needs to go perfect. Like, you gotta get good rest. Can't tweak your back at all during the night. A lot of, obviously his warm-up routine starts hours before his round because of all the stretching and massages. It's like 4 hours, right? Yeah, 4 hours, crazy. 5 hours, 86. Yeah. Can you imagine having to do that every time before you play? Oh,
it was like 7 a.m. tee time. You're waking brutal, up at like 3.
I mean, for him, he doesn't sleep anyways, apparently. So
I guess it doesn't matter.
Yeah, and he's a gym rat, so he loves it anyways. So
yeah,
what
was your reaction when you saw the picture? Like, were you like, because for me, like, I literally like I like got emotional. I was like, holy shit, like this is happening.
Oh yeah, I had no doubt in my mind that he'll play again.
Yeah, you never did. I was just happy he was alive. I honestly.
Well, yeah. Bro, once that happened, then it's all about, okay, is he going to play again? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we will certainly.
Speaking of Charlie, did you hear? You see the post going around that Vegas is offering 825 to 1 odds that Charlie will win a major before the age of 25, I believe.
I did not see that. I did not know that. What do you think about betting on that? Did you throw some money down on it?
No, I don't know where to bet it. Apparently in Vegas or whatever you can do it. I would put $100 on it, no problem.
Yeah. What does that literally get you? Like 825,000, but $100 on it.
Yeah. I can see it happen. I can vividly picture the scene. Charlie wins the Masters, walks up to 18. Tiger gives him a hug. Yeah.
Oh god.
That would be the.
Well, what would be ideal is, Tiger wins the Masters and then Charlie wins it the following year and Tiger puts the jacket on Charlie.
Yeah, well, that unfortunately is never gonna happen, I don't think. But
well, we don't know that. Tiger can play when he's 60. Who knows?
yeah, you never know.
You never know. Never know. We'll see. Let's not get carried away. We do know that Tiger was upright with a golf club in hand. Do you see that video? I think it was Team Z that had a video of him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So very exciting stuff.
And I mean, all the pros that spend time with Tiger, they all say he's doing great, so.
Yeah. I mean, do you expect anything different? I hopefully it all works out, man. But in the meantime, we're just happy to get an update. And
I feel like he'll be at the Hero. Maybe he'll give a video conference or something, or he'll be there in person. And
that's his event, right? Is that
December?
Still? Is it Sherwood? Because it was
or Bahamas, maybe.
Well, I mean, I think it went to Sherwood after the Bahamas. But yeah, man. So let's. I mean, that's pretty much. Are you looking that up?
Yeah, I'm seeing where it is this year.
Yeah.
Not Bahamas, Albany.
It's Bahamas this year.
Yeah.
Maybe it was.
I think it went to Sherwood for the 1 year
COVID,
because of or a hurricane or something that was happening in Bahamas, maybe. And
so it's back. It's back. It's gonna be back
at Albany. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Oh, speaking of Albany, and it just made me think of Justin Rose because he's a member there. Did you see a picture of Justin Rose in
trophy room
with the trophy? Yeah, dude, with the trophy case behind him on his putting simulator, with like all of his trophies lit up. That was so legit.
Problem with that is he had no room for any others. Does he expect not to win again? Or?
Actually, speaking of trophies, then did you see that Tiger was looking for? He's got like some museum exhibit, and he was like looking for some of his old trophies. And he like doesn't know where any of them are, but he did find his like 96 like Rookie of the Year trophy.
Yeah. Well, he said that. I remember I gave him an interview years ago, and someone asked him about his trophy. He's like, I don't know, in boxes somewhere. Like he only has like at his house like the majors and stuff like that. All the other ones that he's won, he doesn't even really know where they are.
Yeah, no.
Some are here, some are like, to be honest, me, even if I had 81 wins or whatever, 82 wins, I'd have every trophy right in my room. Like,
well, that closet full of green jackets would be lovely, It just absolutely. So all right, man. Well, I mean, good catching up, Dave. I know it's been a couple of weeks. The PGA Tour is rolling along. We got some matches, Brooksy Bryson. What makes you think, were we all duped, or was I mean, well,
I don't know. I'm leaning towards, although I don't know, because like I mentioned to you earlier, Bryson was on the Full Send podcast, very raw podcast. It was really good, actually. I'd highly recommend watching it on YouTube. And they go in on him and Bryson. They ask him or him and Brooks, sorry, and he kind of, the way he talks, it makes it seem like there was some real dislike there. So
well, that's good. It's good. It's good to see that a little bit more human side of him, which I think he's probably trying to do, because he should parlay his Ryder Cup and his World Long Drive.
Yeah, I think that's what he's doing. Like this podcast was filmed, I think just after the long drive or during the long drive. So I think he's realizing, okay, let's try and get this side of me out there, which isn't just golf and sponsor side of Bryson. There's a human, personal, cool side, and and it was really good. I'd highly recommend watching.
Yeah, maybe we'll check that out. Again, we thought he would just do something stupid immediately. So we'll see. We'll see if he keeps it rolling.
Is he playing this week or no?
I don't think so.
No,
I don't think so. But what a fun week. I'm sure we'll there'll be more news and more things to talk about. I know. I feel
like there's always news coming out. I feel like even though it's good. Like technically it's the new season, it's even though it feels like an off season, I feel like there's always shit coming out.
Yeah, Oh, for sure, for sure. But yeah, I mean, let's go into this week. We'll enjoy it. Hopefully, we see some exciting, some fun, some good stuff coming out of the golf world. And but yeah, I mean, I think that sums it up. Dave, you feeling how you doing about this week? You feeling good about this episode?
Yeah, good.
Feeling good.
Good to get back and do a little recap.
Yeah, and thank you all of you guys for joining us. If you haven't hit the subscribe button, do it. Like, review, rate. We appreciate all the feedback, all the positive stuff. It helps. Again, I'm Dan at Too Short. This is my co-host Dave at Golf and Jokes. If you're playing golf this week, go enjoy it. Not too many weeks left in the northern states.
Although weather's been great this week.
Yeah.
Still in the 20s.
We'll enjoy it. I know it's 20s. We're talking Celsius, right? Like, again, we're getting down into the 20s in Fahrenheit later this week. So
20s Fahrenheit. Holy shit.
So
you guys getting snow?
A little snow in the forecast. But I mean, out here in Colorado, it can warm up the next 70 the next day. But yeah, I know it's got a little chilly, got a little frost on the golf course. But enjoy that golf. If you're getting out there, enjoy it. Days are getting shorter, but screw it. Hopefully you're past your aerating schedules and now your greens are back to full steam ahead. Dave, always a pleasure. Folks, you've just been double crossed. We are out. Peace.